Hi everyone, welcome to Just on Case. It's been 12 days since the first chapter of Disney Lorcana was released and we already have some cards spoiled from the next set. So this next set will be called Rise of the Floodborns. And in this video we will discuss our thoughts about the cards and some synergies between them and between chapter 1 cards. So for start, I think the name is very intriguing, and hopefully we will have some explanation of how the story of Lorcana unfolds. I also just really like the idea of Floodborn characters in general, as I feel like they make even some of the commons or uncommon cards a bit more exciting. So like today is just a flounder, it's just a one-drop fish, and tomorrow he could have a shift version that also went ashore with Ariel and became a human. Well, that might be a bit far-fetched even for a Floodborn character, but you get the idea. So let's start with some of the spoiled vanilla characters.
Yeah, so let's start with Winnie the Pooh. It's a 5 cost, 5/5, and goes for 2, and doesn't have any other special effects.
Yeah, so I think the artwork is very stunning. It's also featured on one of the playmats. I'm definitely looking to get that one. The abilities of this card seem to be on par with other cards of this cost. So like Jumba Jukiba from Emerald, it's also 5 cost, 4/5 with 2 lore, or the Ruby Captain is 5 cost, 6/5 with 2 lore. But what really brings home this card is the artwork. Pooh looks exceptionally powerful here, a honey wizard. I'm really unsure how they could make this character look even stronger with the Floodborn version. But we'll see, I guess.
Another simple character is Raya, Warrior of Commandra. It's a cost 4, 5/3, and loss for 1. So let's move into something more interesting. Elsa Gloves Off. It's a cost 4, 3/4, and loss for 1, but it's also a challenger +3. So what do you think of that?
Yeah. So yeah, I guess it is a more interesting card. I'm not a big fan of the challenger ability. We have seen quite a few of them in Amethyst, but what we also have seen in Amethyst is a bunch of frozen characters. So we can really build on this frozen synergy, how Anna benefits from having an Elsa in play. And I think we only have currently one Anna in Amethyst, but there are Elsas who also benefit from Anna. So if someone is just there are people who kind of want a thematic deck, then this is, I think, definitely the color to do that. We also have, I think, a 4 cost Elsa here in Amethyst, that a potential shift target for the Spirit of Winter Elsa. I think that was a vanilla, and this is definitely a better card to include if you're looking to shift then later on. So that Elsa is 7 and it shifts at 6, so potentially in 2 turns you can shift the other Elsa, which is just a great opportunity.
Next up we have a Mickey Mouse, a Friendly Face. It's a cost 6, 1/6, and loss for 3. And its special ability is Glad You're Here. Whenever this character quests, you pay 3 ink less for the next character you play this turn.
I would like to mention here, what I like about the art is, I feel like with the other Mickey in Amber, the Mickey the True Friend, so you could potentially, like, for example, play him for free because he's a 3 cost Amber. And I like how the images kind of tell a story. So they have kind of the same stylistic Mickeys of the same era, this most generic storyborn Mickey. And this one is kind of pushing the door, what looks like, or I feel like, to the great illuminary. And the True Friend is just standing and welcoming you. So, I don't know, I like that idea. I also noticed this with the other Mickeys, the Artful Rogue, where you have the Artful Rogue standing in front of the clock, ready to dive in with the rope. And his enchanted version, you can see him already ascending. So I like these little snippets of story flowing between each image. So I think, you know, this is an interesting card. I just like seeing Mickeys in this game.
Let's move on to the next card. It's Cinderella, cost 7, it's 5/5 and rolls for free. And you can shift her, shift for 5, and it has one of the new abilities, it's resist +2, so damage dealt to this character is reduced by 2. And its special thing is the singing sword. Whenever you play a song, this character may challenge ready characters this turn. So quite an interesting one.
Yeah, I think you're completely right. I think this is one of the one from the revealed set. It's one of the most compelling ones. You can see that it may challenge ready characters. That's something we haven't seen ever before, and I quite like that. So currently there is this deck, the Ruby Amethyst deck. Some versions of it have LeFou or Fan the Flames or Philip's Shield that lets you ready exerted characters. So potentially if for example that kind of type of deck would get too strong, a character like this could counter it with the ability to ready characters, to challenge ready characters. And also the fact that this happens when you play a song makes you kind of think of a Amber Princess song deck, so with Moana and Ariel. I think there is a lot of potential here. She's quite strong. She has quite a decent lore, willpower, and yeah, she's an overall balanced character.
I'm not sure, like maybe that will change when other cards are revealed. But I feel like I wouldn't build a deck around songs. It seems more like a nice to have if you happen to get lucky and play a song. But it doesn't seem an ability I would rely on extensively.
Yeah, so currently there is this deck that's kind of rising in popularity that's based on Amber Steel, and its main driving element is Ariel, who lets you select songs, like filter your deck for songs and play them and sing for higher values. So for example, she's a spectacular singer. She's a 3-drop, but singer 5. So for example, she can sing a whole new world, so lets you redraw a hand, and because it's combating with steel, this character just could fit right in there, and that deck is strong. So it's currently one of the top contenders for Chapter 1 best decks. So I think it's definitely could fit in there. We will see how many of the decks that we currently think are the best ones would stand against Chapter 2 best decks.
And also I feel this new ability, the resist, is quite a strong one. Because
I definitely agree.
Even if it's just single use, it already bumps its head to 7, but it's quite unlikely that you would banish this character in a single challenge, and then the more challenges it requires every time it adds 2 effectively. And the way it's worded, I'm assuming it also negates damage from actions such as fire the cannons, because it applies to basically all kinds of damage dealt to this character.
Oh, interesting. Fire the cannons wouldn't even scratch her. Wow. Yeah, no, I think that's a nice catch. Yeah, I haven't realized that. Yeah, there is almost nothing that could, I think, kill it within a turn, because you can shift it at turn 5. To kill this in like a 1-to-1 trade on kill 5, like on turn 5, that seems impossible. Because I think the strongest 5-drop character is Captain. He has 6, or maybe it could be one of maybe the Maui card. But even that, I don't think that does 7 damage. So yeah, that's a decent card right there.
So overall, it seems like a very versatile character, because it can also quest for free.
Yeah, definitely.
It's obviously very effective against decks relying on smaller characters, like 2/2s for example, because it can basically banish one of them each turn without getting damaged. Shall we move on to the next one?
Yes, please.
So the next one is Tiana. It's a non-inkable, cost 4. It's 1/4 and quest for 2 lore. It also has the resist +2, which we just discussed. And its special ability is what you give is what you get. While this character is exerted and you have no cards in your hand, opponents can't play actions.
Yeah, so as we discussed in the previous turn, for the previous card, resist 2 here again, crazy good, brings it up to 6. At turn 4, this is a really strong character that will probably stay there for at least another turn. I'm not quite sure yet what the ability makes her, like, if it makes her better than other cards to make her non-inkable, because that seems like a huge penalty. So I feel like there might be some synergy we don't know yet in Steel, because Steel also has the Beast Mirror that lets you draw when you have no cards. So there might be a deck type that would want you to have low amount of cards in your hand, but that just doesn't seem fun. So I think we have a lot of cards to see for that deck to work. Play 1 card and draw 1 card. By turn 4 you still have cards in your hand. It's 3 or 2 cards at least. So I just don't feel this is very strong in the current card pool.
Yeah, I feel like this is another one of those strange abilities, which is like, seems very situational. It's like I can imagine scenarios when it's useful, but I wouldn't plan on it. The next one is Gaston, Intellectual Powerhouse. It's a non-inkable, cost 6. It's 4/4 and quest for 3. And you can also shift it for 4 on top of another character named Gaston. Its special thing is Developed Brain. When you play this character, look at the top 3 cards of your deck. You may put one into your hand and put the other 2 at the bottom in any order. What do you think of this one?
We will definitely have to wait for the other Gaston. That will be probably like a 2-drop Gaston to fully evaluate him. That if it's like a, even if it's a vanilla card, this card I think is a really good card because of the developed brain ability. So currently we have a few filter cards like Ariel, Spectacular Singer, that for example lets you look for strong songs, and Be Your Guest action that lets you look for characters, and this card lets you look for anything. So I think that's very special and strong. So you can just choose anything from out of 3 cards. So this card just gives you a card anytime, while the previously known filters, there was a risk that you might not draw the type that you can actually take into your hand.
The next character is a Shapeshifter Merlin. It's an inkable, cost 4. It's a 1/5 and it quests for 1 lore, and the special ability is Battle of Wits. Whenever one of your other characters is returned to your hand from play, this character quests for 2 lore.
I think there is a great synergy already visible with the brooms, like even just within Amethyst. So obviously there is the broom Mickey combo, where if you have Mickey in play and you have a broom banished, you can just put the broom back into your hand, and that's great because the brooms can get banished quite easily. They are low and also put back down easily.
Does it work that way? Because it says whenever one of your other characters is returned to your hand from play, this character gets +1 this
Yeah,
turn.
so how the brooms work
So-
is if one of the brooms are banished, then because Mickey Wayward Sorcerer is in play, instead of being sent to the discard pile, they are returned to your hand.
Okay, so you can like use your broom to attack.
Yeah, and because Mickey is
Opponent character.
down, your brooms only cost 1. And I'm also curious to see what the sorcerer keyword might have, like, I don't know, like villain, like how the villains have synergy. Hopefully sorcerers will also have, and that's just another nod toward how it could synergize with Mickey.
So now on to the next character, the Queen, Commanding Presence. It's an Incubable cost 5. It's a 4/3 and quest for 2 lore. You can shift it for 2 on another Queen card. Its special ability is Who is the Fairest. Whenever this character quests, chosen opposing character gets -4 damage this turn, and chosen other character gets +4 damage this turn.
I think this needs no explanation. This is a good card. We had a few cards in chapter 1 that let you, I think, for example, Scar in Sapphire let you lower the power by 6 of an opposing character, and I think there were a few that lets you put 2+ on one of your characters on play. But this just does both, and this is not just an on-play ability, but also a quest ability, on-quest ability. So there is just, like, this card is good on its own right, but I think, you know, just playing with maybe bodyguards, and just bodyguards can deal damage that are significant, that's, you know, and they not get banished, or maybe there is a villain synergy here with Hades in Amber as well. This is just a good card. I love this.
And it's very straightforward, but it seems like a pretty strong card, because you can combine it with like a weak character. And basically you get just a standard 2/2 character attacking for 6, and unless you attack a very strong character, then it doesn't even get banished. So okay, the next one is Val, the Hidden Archer. It's a non-incubable cost 5. It's a 3/3 and also quest for free, and you can shift it for free. Its special ability is Thorny Arrows. Whenever this character is challenged, the challenging character's player discards all cards in their hand.
Yeah, Thorny Arrows, like how cute that she is, using roses as arrows. Yeah, but otherwise this card is just what? This is crazy. Let's try to keep in mind that so far we have never seen a card that was overpowered, so while it seems crazy that the challenging character's player discards all cards in their hand, there will be, hopefully and most likely, cards that will counter this. Or, you know, as we see with Tiana, maybe she plays to have all her cards discarded, so that then she can, yeah. But this discard, yeah, I just feel this bell is just crazy strong. As in first chapter, everyone was talking about how important card draw is. Maybe chapter 2 will just change our minds. I don't know. I feel it's unlikely, but this card just seems too strong right now.
And this definitely seems like a prime target for a Dragon 5 if you throw that one.
Yeah, definitely. I actually was thinking about like how this is a princess, and we could have like a princess synergy with Aurora that lets her have ward, so it cannot be chosen just for challenge. So that would definitely be an interesting combination. Currently, I don't think there is any competitive, like really strong Sapphire Emerald deck, but discard with the 5-shift Aurora. I think that if that comes out, that's a strong combo. But on its own is also a pretty strong card.
And no wonder why it's a legendary card.
Yeah, definitely. Maybe this is going to be the Rapunzel of this set too.
Okay, then we've got 3 more cards left. So one of them is a song. It's a 0/0. It costs 2, is non-inkable, and you can use characters with cost 2 or more to sing it for free. And what it does is count the number of characters you have in play. You pay that amount of ink less for the next character you play this turn.
Yeah, well, this is a good card, and especially in Amber, it feels like it just kind of puts the wood under the pile for an aggro deck that is already really strong in Amber, because it can be played or can be sung by a low-cost character, and then you can put more low-cost characters down, or even high-cost if you already have a bunch of low-cost character out. I think this is just a good card, especially because it's a song as well. It fits into the Amber song deck that's forming as well. I just don't see any negative effects of playing this card currently.
Yeah, it seems like quite versatile, and it also seems like something you can use in early game as well as late game. It's quite straightforward, but quite nice and useful.
Yeah, and it's also like a low-cost actions. We don't have a lot of very useful low-cost, like we have a Fuddle, but that can, put a 2-cost or lower character back to your hand. But we need low-cost actions for an action-themed deck, for example, Alpha Rogue and Genie. So I'm really excited for low-cost actions, and this is a good one. It's a pity that it's uninkable, but I mean I think it's worth still putting it in a deck.
Okay, the next one is Dinner Bell. It's an item, non-inkable, costs 4. What it does is, what happens? You can tap it for 2 ink, and then you draw cards equal to the damage on a chosen character of yours, and then banish them.
So from first read, I think this is a good card, especially with like high willpower cards. You can just gather a lot of damage, and I think there is a nice synergy with Merlin. So combining Amethyst with Ruby, and with characters that you can just banish them and they still come back to your hand. So I think that could work. Also, I'm really struggling to place this. Like, which movie is this? Is this from Beauty and the Beast? I'm not sure. But I think this is a worthwhile card. Costs is a bit high. Yeah, definitely. It's a.
I can see it being useful.
Yeah.
Although probably more so in the late game when you have characters which
so
can have more damage on them, obviously. But I can see it like use one of your characters to banish an opponent's character, and they're just left with like 1 health, and it seems clear that they would be banished quite soon anyway. And with this one you can draw many cards, which is, for example, in a Ruby Amethyst deck is
but I guess in Amethyst,
useful to do.
You just card draw is kind of there, but if you combine it with like maybe Steel, where you just have higher, bigger guys, where maybe card draw is not as obvious as like Friends on the Other Side for Amethyst, you can just use that. By the time, like as you said, in late games where you're kind of desperate for cards, you can just kind of kill a few other characters of your opponents and gather the damage, and then sacrifice your own to draw 7 or 5 cards, and this kind of fuels you up for the late game. That's just great.
And let's move on to the last card we have. It's the Sorcerer's Spellbook. It's a non-inkable cost-free item, and what it does is you can tap it for 1 ink and then you gain 1 more. So it's pretty straightforward, but quite nice.
Yeah, it's pretty straightforward, pretty great. You gotta put currently the beast character in your deck, because this just cannot stay from turn 3 in your opponent's side. From this I was thinking, maybe how interesting would it be if you would have a card that would let you ready items, like Fan the Flames lets you ready characters. Because then this also could be like an aerial that's like a 1 turn kill, if you would just be able to play more of those. Yeah, I guess it's just a idea of potential things that could come. But I think this card is just a good card.
Yeah, I agree. So what do you think overall of the cards we have seen so far from Chapter 2?
Yeah, this is just too much. I was already hyped and very excited to start playing my deck from Chapter 1, and now I feel like I just need to play more and more, because Chapter 2, or no, Set 2 is just right around the corner. I really hope we will be able to get some of these products as well. This new set will have various products, so just like in the first chapter, this will also have Illuminator's Trove that has Raya, the Queen of Hearts, and Beast on the cover. Very interesting. We haven't seen any of these characters' cards yet, so looking forward to that, and they also going to be featured on the booster packs. We have 2 starter decks, so we have a few new combination. We have Amber Sapphire, we have the Queen and Gaston, and we have Amethyst Steel, where we have Merlin and Tiana as the faces on the box. Another very special, extra, not unexpected product that they are releasing is the Magical Legacy Disney 100 Collector's Edition, which was a kind of surprise. That features 6 foil cards and 4 Rise of the Floodborn booster packs. This was our thoughts. We really enjoyed looking into these cards and looking forward to new cards dropping every now and then until the set releases. Thanks for sticking with us. Happy loring, everyone.